Hello, I'm Manawiltos, and welcome back to another episode of Minetest Carbone NG. And guess what? Well, I'll tell you what. I got some real enthusiasm for our last episode, and so I decided why not up the stakes a little bit and 2 likes, 1 comment. Wait, no, never mind. That's never mind. What I was going to say, 2 likes, 1 comment, but we'll actually save that for the next episode because this is the extra episode. So the next episode will be the regular episode, and then after that we'll have the next extra episode. For those of you who do not know what I'm talking about, I'm basically saying that we are having this episode out now because I got a certain amount of likes and comments on the previous video, which meant that I decided to then release this video a bit earlier than I normally would. So thank you all for your support, and if you continue showing me a lot of support in this, then I will certainly be doing a lot more videos. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of flooring right now because let's be honest, this wooden floor, wonderful. Dirt, not wonderful. You look at dirt and you think, well, looks like a cow pasture, and I tell you what, yeah, it does look like a cow pasture, and that's not something I want, you know? What's this? That's one of those. It's a sheep. Interesting facial features. Wow, nice jumping ability. Oh, he can climb on me. I didn't know that was something. So apparently it's possible to climb on entities. It is. It is possible. Wow. So yeah, this is actually very different from Minecraft because I can actually climb on entities, which is interesting to say the least. And I don't know what to say the most. So let's... Actually, I only need one, really. Let's be honest. I don't need more than one. There you go. That's one up. And here's the stone axe. Let's get ourselves a little bit more flooring because, you know, who doesn't like some good flooring? Ever been in a house with wooden floors? It's nice. Ever been in a house with a dirt floor? Not as nice. Okay, so let's get this show on the proverbial road, not the literal road, because if it were literally on a road, then I certainly would not be enjoying myself because, you know, you just walk down, you're walking down the street and you see a house in the middle of the road and you're thinking, who would ever want to build a house in the middle of the road? That does not make any sense. And you're right to say that because it doesn't make any sense. Who would want to do that? It's just nonsensical and it's in the way, to be honest. You know, you're thinking, could be nice, but change your mind. It's in the way. Just don't do it. Do not build your house in the middle of a road because it will annoy people a lot. And annoying people a lot, you think, haha, that's funny, but in the big run, how would you feel if people were to annoy you a lot? Probably not as good. But big run, long run. There we go. Just giving it some shape. There we go. Wonderful. Wonderful. There we go. Just you know, you have to build solid foundations to a house because if your foundations aren't solid, then it's just not something you want, really. Ever build a house without solid foundations? I certainly haven't. Not that I have built any houses, but if I were to build a house, I would certainly hope to have strong foundations rather than weak foundations. And if I had weak foundations, well, I'd just have to say, well, that's a little bit shameful, to say the least. Okay. A pickaxe. So what's the deal with pickaxes? You're walking down the road and some guy's holding a pickaxe and you're wondering what you're doing in the road holding a pickaxe. in the middle of a road, and then they tell you, well, mate, I'm gonna go mining, and you're thinking, well, why don't you use a jackhammer? Because let's be honest, pickaxe, not the correct tool. We live in an era where if you use a pickaxe, people look at you and you're thinking, what you gonna use that pickaxe for? And they tell you, well, I'll tell you, I'm using this pickaxe and I'm going to be breaking up some stone. And you're thinking, use a modern tool, Monsignor. Pickaxe, that's dated. You know what else is dated? Pickaxes. And if pickaxes weren't dated, then they are now. And Monsignor, you sir, you are just making a massive mistake by using a pickaxe. And then I tell them, I walk up to this person who's berating the person with a pickaxe, and I say, ease up, mate. You don't need to be mean to some guy just because he's using a pickaxe. Pickaxes are nice tools, you can use them for a lot of different things. For example, if you ever played Minetest, you can use them to actually break some stone, and rather quickly, depending on which kind of pickaxe you're using. And then they say, Minetest, what's that? And then I introduce them to the game, and then they're so happy to have played Minetest that they never say mean things about pickaxes again. There you go, story told, and if I wasn't told, well then I certainly would not have opened my mouth. But since I did open my mouth, then I believe that it evidently has been told. Okay, let's get this wood. Oh, I've got an axe. Why am I not using the axe if I have it? Good question. I wish I had an answer, but if I don't have an answer, then I can certainly tell you that I do want to have an answer. And you ever been walking around and somebody said, hey mate, you have an answer to my questions? And then I tell the mate, no mate, I do not have an answer to your questions, so please ask someone else a question, perhaps hopefully someone who can answer your question. And then they say, well, I'm sorry, but you're the one. And I'm thinking, well, you certainly must be mistaken, sir. I do not have the answer. But if I did have the answer, then I certainly would not tell you, because now you're just being rude, you're being rude, and nobody likes being rude. Well, some people like being rude, but nobody likes having somebody being rude to this person, to oneself. That's correct. I don't like people being rude to me, and I'm certain that most of the viewers, I can't speak for all of you, I mean, there's always that strange, odd person out there, don't like people being rude to yourselves. So, you viewers, keep on being nice and don't be rude. Because being rude, who likes that? I certainly don't. And if you do, then maybe you should change your mind, because being nice to people really is rewarding to your personality as well as to how people perceive you. There you go. Lesson of the day. Now, we have all learned to be better people, and you know what's better than being a better person? Not much. There's not much better than being a better person, because by definition, it is something that is intrinsically better than not being a better person, because let's be honest, who does not want to be a better person? I certainly want to be a better person. Can't speak for everyone though, some people just don't want to change, and when that happens, it makes me sad a little bit. And I mean, I don't take it personally or anything, it just makes me slightly sad, and it's not in a sense that, oh, I'm weeping, but more in a sense of, I wish this person would have just wanted to be better, the drive to improve oneself. I wish that person had that, but if they don't, then my goodness, it's a little bit sad. But I need to get some more torches, because I have run out. So let's see. Let's see. What's this? This is a shovel. Okay, interesting. All sorts of things, all manner of goods and services. Because let's be honest, goods and services, always fun to have around. If you don't like goods and services, I don't know what's wrong with you, mate. Get some goods and services because they're good for you. If you don't think that, then okay. And all I can do is get the coal lump. Okay. Yep. So I don't have any coal, therefore I cannot make any torches. There's probably coal out somewhere. And I was just wondering about something else. So what is this other thing that I'm wondering? Bronze. That's right. I am wondering about bronze. So bronze is made of copper and steel. And steel is just made straight up out of iron. So I'm assuming that bronze is probably better than iron. Yeah, it looks like it, because otherwise the conversion rate wouldn't be like this. Okay, so let's just find some ores, because there's nothing better than finding a good ore. But you could always find an and finding an and might be better than an ore. Never found an and, but if I were to look for an and, I'd certainly want to find it, because that's how looking for things works. So it's a good thing stuff doesn't just straight up fall when you mine them. So you can just mine at any angle, unlike in Minecraft where you have to make sure you're in position to catch things if they fall. Cool. This looks like a perfect place to gather up some coal. There we go. Wonderful. Oh no. There we go. Now let's go back, since we have a little bit of coal, not too much, but having coal is always a wonderful thing. Okay, there we go. I can see my little building in the distance, and I am approaching fast. Not slow. If I were approaching slowly, then I believe things would have gone slightly differently. But oh my goodness, we cannot have this. This is not okay. This is an outrage. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's right. We're taking that. We're taking that right now. We were sitting on a coal vein and we didn't even know it. Now we're rich. We are the coal barons of the universe. I think that's all of it taken care of. Oh no, it's not. There's more. But wait, there's more. Billy Mays. Okay, I think that's all of it. So let's fill this in then. There we go. And the rest of this will fill in with some dirt. Nice. Lovely. I can just pick all these up then, because I'm going to be building this up a little bit. There we go. Wonderful. There we go. Just like I would in Minecraft. This game's not Minecraft, so things are a little bit different. There we go. There we go. Lovely. 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 Here we go. Wonderful. Okay, so now let's get some lighting up. That's interesting. It's flat to the wall. Interesting design choice. Okay, there we are. We have a basic wall to defend us. As far as I know, there's nothing that can climb walls. Not that I have seen too much hostile activity besides on the first episode. I saw a little bit of hostile activity, and I have to say I was not entirely pleased. But whoa, it's probably a rat somewhere. Strange sounds coming out of the unknown. Bet that mine's starting to just fill up with rats. Anyway, I might as well get some more torches. So let's get... Actually, we don't need that. Let's just get another bundle of torches like this. There we go. There we go. Lovely. Okay. Whoa. Don't want to grab some of that black dye. No, I think that would be a waste of coal. So, there we go. Now we've got an additional torch. And what shall we use it for? Well, to, of course, light up the mine so that we can have a good look around. Because what's better than having a good look around? Not much. Oh my goodness. Best be watching your step, mate. Don't want to get in my way, because I'll cut you up, chop you up into little bits, and serve you to my children as food. There you go. That's where meat comes from. You just chop up animals into little bits and serve them. Some nice and lovely mutton. There you go. Oh, my pick broke. How sad. Now he was climbing on top of me. Like I wasn't even there. See? No respect. No respect. Sheep don't have any respect for anyone. They just none. There we go. It's a cloudy sky. There's some stars visible. I can see the nyan cats high above. It wouldn't be too hard to reach them. It's just I don't really have a reason to at the moment. There we go. There we go. Lovely. Just having a nice, relaxing mind. Just feeling very relaxed. Falling deeper and deeper into relaxation. Very therapeutic. Very lovely. Very relaxing. Wonderful. There's a beautiful sheep standing next to me, keeping me company, so that I can continue to have a nice mind and a nice look around to see what this place is like. There you go. Whoa, gotta be careful. Can't be too careful whenever you're mining a little bit. There you go. Wonderful. Wonderful. Where are you going? Where are you going, sheep? Oh, you're just climbing up? That's fine. Feel free to go anywhere you want. Feel free. There we go. Lovely. Lovely. There you go. Look at those skills. Those mining skills. That's right. My years of Minecraft experience finally coming in. Okay. Let's do this. I could probably upgrade to iron, but I don't really see the need to at the moment. Just do one more set of stone. There you go. Should probably not mine so broadly, because going down deep does actually require a lot of... It requires a lot of... I have to go really deep, so digging wide isn't going to get me much resources. Whoa. And the world height is very, very large. I can dig really, really deep. And maybe I should start digging really, really deep. And then people can enjoy themselves. But on another note, I should probably work on the architecture of this place. Perhaps, let me think. Are there stair blocks? There probably are. Maybe. Maybe there aren't. I don't know. No, there are. Okay. So what kind of stairs should I use? Copper block? No, no. Sounds expensive. Probably wooden. Pine wood. Okay, yeah. It'll probably end up being wooden. Okay. Let's get some of that in there. I'm assuming that it's the same arrangement as Minecraft. Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. Oops, let's put that up there. And we'll just put it over here. That's right, we'll put it right here. Ooh, maybe that's not the best idea. So, okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. I have to place the block. There we go. And just put it a little bit higher. And I should probably then expand this out a little bit. There we go. Wonderful. Okay. So it was just 2 blocks off from the end. That's interesting. Okay. So this will be the next floor up here. Put another block down. There we are. And I might just fill in the rest here, but I think that's enough for today. I've done a lot of progress on the building, and I've done some mining, and I've got some coal, and I've gotten a little bit more acquainted with the game in general. So I think that's enough for today, and I will be seeing you all next time. If you would like, you can follow me on Twitter and see whenever I upload all my videos. Check out my channel, see whatever videos I make. Subscribe if you like my content. Like the video if you liked it. And comment. I always read comments, so I really like getting lots of advice from everyone who's watching. If you really want to, you can donate on Patreon. All links are in the description, and I will be seeing you all next time on Awiltus. Over and out.